Welcome to the show. Welcome to Your Thought Life podcast. I am your host, Michael Anderson. We've got a masterclass that we're going to be executing on October the 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We've already got well over 100 people joining. There's plenty of seats remaining for this event. We're going to be talking about the 5 stressors that are stealing your peace and the one thing that you need to do to end this vicious cycle. If it's of interest to you, use the Linktree link below, and that will allow you to register, and we'll see you in the event. Today, we're jumping into daily habits of self-controlled professionals, and you have to know that one of your chief allies in the personal development arena is self-control. What separates professionals who consistently perform at their peak from those who struggle with inconsistency? It's not talent, luck, or even intelligence. It's self-control, and more specifically, the daily habits that make self-control automatic. So today we're going to endeavor to jump into this topic and help you understand from a high performer standpoint what are the hallmarks and characteristics, as well as some practical application items that you can begin to use immediately after enjoying this episode. You know that I'm a fan of neuroscience, and neuroscience has a branch within the self-control space, or self-control actually has a branch within the neuroscience space. There was research recently conducted at Duke University, and the research revealed that up to 40% of our daily actions are habits, not conscious decisions. Dr. Roy Baumeister, he has some groundbreaking work on willpower and how it shows that self-control operates more like a muscle, and it can be strengthened through practice, but can also become fatigued with overuse. Please keep that in mind. And this is why successful professionals don't rely on willpower alone. They build systems that make good choices automatic. If you haven't gotten into the system building phase of your personal development journey, we've got over 300 episodes to really help you begin that process. There's not a single topic under the self-development umbrella that we have not touched on. I would encourage you to look through the archives wherever you listen to us, and you're going to find a bountiful amount of systems that you can begin to put into practice. A mentor of mine from afar, Jim Rohn, wisely said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." This insight captures why self-controlled professionals focus on systems rather than goals. They understand that consistent daily actions compound into extraordinary results over time. Self-controlled professionals don't have superhuman willpower. Remember, this is a finite resource that can, when stretched too thin, have adverse effects on what you're trying to achieve. Instead, they have superior systems that eliminate the need for constant decisions. We call that decision fatigue. When you have these systems, you're able to reduce the friction that exists innately between intention and action. I think that at this junction, we have a very good understanding that willpower is not the secret sauce, but rather systems. So I'm going to start you off with some practical application components that will begin helping you design systems that help you, again, break this friction that exists between intention and action. Step number 1 is what I call the morning clarity routine. I'm asking that you begin looking at your morning routine if you don't today, or you look at it to enhance it. So starting the day with at least 10 minutes of a planning session. If you're like me, you'll do a meditation to really get you in the zone, quiet things down so you really can do some focused thinking. And then for the next 10 minutes, Do a planning session. Review your top 3 priorities, visualize successful completion, and identify potential obstacles. I want to focus on the latter for just a moment. When you do this, identify potential obstacles. When something doesn't go according to plan, you won't throw your back out like my grandson, right? You'll remain focused because you will have what we call in the military a contingency plan to address that or anything that comes up that is outside of what you visualize. Now back to step 1. When you visualize, this mental rehearsal is literally priming your brain for a focused execution, and it reduces, again, decision fatigue throughout the day. I always share with you, family, that we have a finite amount of energy for each day, and decision fatigue will rapidly diminish what you have on tap for any given day. Know that to the extent that you sleep well, exercise, and eat properly, the degree that you have this resource is going to vary. So if you're not practicing good health habits with your eating, your water, you're not over drinking, you're not doing highly processed foods too often, and you're exercising, you're keeping your stress at bay and sleeping well, you are going to have, if you're doing all of those, a greater degree of repository in a given day. If you start to eliminate pieces and parts of what I just said, and you determine that you don't have some of those things as consistent, then you have less of a reserve and you're going to deplete faster. Step 2, the energy management system. Here we're scheduling your most important work during your natural energy peak. For me, that's going to be in the morning. For other people, it might be in the afternoon. I've seen some people who do an incredible job of doing their best works late in the evening. You've got to take the time to find out when that is for you. If you're not an entrepreneur and you don't have the wherewithal to manage when you do certain things during the course of your day and you're still working at an employer, then we're going to have to build in habits for you to be able to execute at your best level during the course of the business day. If you have any issues associated with this, reach out to me. I can share some additional content with you. But for the purpose of this step 2, we are intentionally scheduling our most important things during our energy peaks, right? Whenever you work the best is when your energy is at its peak. So we want to batch similar tasks together and then take strategic breaks. I do mines every 30 minutes. Some people do 45, some people do 60, some do 90. You have to find out what that right number is for you and your composition. But once you find that, do it. Turn off all your devices, your dings, your chimes, your reminders, your notifications, and just get laser focused on those things. And then when you get done, step away from the computer. Go outside, get some fresh air, do a short walk, maybe do like I do, take another chair in a different room and do some meditation, something to break the work cycle and to allow your mind to finish that process that you were doing, settle itself down, which prepares you for the next task. Okay? If you can do it without interruption, what you're going to find is that your biology is going to literally love this process. Step 3 is the evening review practice. Each day after you have completed the day and you're in your wind down mode, break away and take 5 to 10 minutes and do what we used to call a post-mortem, where you do an evaluation of the day. During this time, you want to see to what extent did you hit your top 3 priorities? Was your visualization successful? When those obstacles popped up, how did you handle them? All of these are additional data points that you can utilize to make your next day that much better. Within the information technology space, we call this a continuous improvement cycle. What can you do to improve this situation that happened so that you behave differently the next time? How can you go through it better? What are you seeing as you start doing this every single day as patterns that you can go after to remediate? And so this 5 or 10 minutes has two pieces. You're recalling some of the things I just said, and you're documenting them. We don't want this stuff rumbling around in your head. We want it documented where we can begin to see the trends, the patterns, and we can use the written text for prioritization. So you get to then ask yourself other questions like, what are tomorrow's priorities? And you can sleep on those and be prepared to really enter into a deeper level of visualization the next morning. And you can then see tangibly over time how this practice reinforces a positive set of circumstances, positive behavior, and helps you really to identify with who you are and who you're becoming. And I believe that when you do this consistently, and this doesn't take willpower, this is yet another system, what you'll see is that over time, the level of success that you have in life, personal and professional, is going to spike up really fast. And that's the way you want to see things. This is just 3 small systems that you can deploy right now to really start to see some meaningful change. And I want you to know that self-control isn't about perfection. It's about creating reliable systems that help you perform consistently when your motivation is low. And again, just as a reminder, we can't use willpower all the time to force through various scenarios. That too is a finite resource. We have to use it strategically. The most successful professionals treat their daily habits like a professional operating system that's running in the background, automatically guiding their choices and their actions and their execution. So remember, you don't need to overhaul your entire life. We do things in small, manageable pieces. We're chunking, right? Start with one habit, and once you get one done, move to the next one. What we're trying to do is set you up for success by giving you systems that you can deploy so that when the time comes, you know exactly what needs to be done, and you've got the tools in your tool chest to select from. Small, consistent improvements compound into remarkable professional transformations. And I trust that this was a fantastic episode. I certainly enjoyed sharing it with you. And I want to remind you that you are enough. You can do it. You are uniquely equipped to realize your goals. Until next time, take care and keep pushing forward.